Thanks for joining me for this special edition of the Church Security Answer Man. I want to talk about some Black Friday deals for church security. Some things that you may not be thinking about. There's a lot of other hustle and bustle going on relative to Black Friday deals and things to buy. But what about our church security programs? What's needed, what's out there, what's available. I'm going to show you just a few things that are on sale, a couple of big items that I've got coming up, so don't go anywhere. And then I've got a couple other things I'm going to show you that really aren't much on sale, but they're great ideas, a couple things that I've noted here recently. So let's look at first starting with our traffic cones. We need traffic cones. So if you don't have any of these or you don't have very many, this is a great setup here. And it's, you get, what do you get? A 4-pack. And they're on sale, 24% off, $28.99 or $28.98. And this is a great thing to have in your security closet. What can we use these things for? We're talking about parking spaces, closing off a parking lot, putting something around ice patches or something here coming up in the wintertime, or maybe you got a tree limb down or something, or trip hazard. I don't know what that might be, but I use these things every once in a while, and they are just great. Just to have a few of them. They're collapsible, so they'll stack nicely in the closet or in some drawer or a cabinet somewhere up front towards the lobby or something. Wherever you have a space for your security supplies, this is a great tool for you to have. So I highly recommend it. And by the way, any of these things we're talking about in here, there's links in the description if you're watching this on YouTube, just down below. And you can just click on them, go check them out right there at Amazon. So the next thing I want to talk about, so these cones are great. Next thing I want to talk about is a first responder trauma bag, EMS kit, whatever you want to call them, a trauma bag. And these things are great. This one happens to be on a bit of a sale also for the Black Friday deal. And, I think we keep one around. We've got the Band-Aids. We've got all that stuff that we're constantly dispersing to people. But then we've got our trauma bag. And we don't always have an EMS person on site or on our team that is present that day, but we have the bag. So if we had somebody that happened to be off duty at the church or responded, some of you have volunteer departments in your region. So if you had a volunteer that happened to be just in the area, dropped by on the call, if you had a medical call and they got there first and they didn't have their bag, then you've got supplies for these people that are off duty. And so I would recommend investing a little bit in a bag, and here is a great opportunity to do that. It's got lots of the great supplies. Link in the description. I'd go check it out and see what it has in there. Maybe even consult with one of your EMTs and see what they think of this. But check it out. Get the other input if you want. But having something like this, more than Band-Aids, around, I think is a great idea for those possibilities. If you had an emergency and you had a person that's more trained, higher trained than you, that at least you'd have some supplies on hand for them. Just a thought, my opinion. And then here's this one now. This one's on a little bit of a sale, which I like, but this recently came to our attention. We do not have a ramp. Our building's a little bit older. We have a ramp that goes up to the doors, but then the doors, front doors of the building are just a little bit, they're like 2 or 3 inches above the ramp area as it comes in right at the edge of the door. They're higher. And we've had some folks attending lately in wheelchairs, and a family of 2 wheelchairs, and they have had some challenges getting in. I mean, they're motorized wheelchairs, and they have a little bit of a struggle, and it's quite a tussle. And somebody came up with this little ramp. It's a little aluminum ramp. I've carried it around. We have a little closet we put it in now, and we just store it there. And if we have somebody show up with a wheelchair, then we grab that, open one of the doors and throw the ramp on the side. We've got a double doors So we can open both sides or one side, and we've done it both ways. We've opened one side, put the ramp right there in that door. We've also opened both doors and put the ramp kind of in the middle as we hold the doors open for the person. This is just a great, inexpensive little device to have around in case you get some folks coming in with wheelchairs. So you could just have it in the side closet, run and grab it if that happened, and throw it under there. If you have a little bit of an issue there at your front doors, a little bit of a ramp. And from what I understand, you can piece these together. In fact, there's a video. If you go on Amazon here and look this up, this easy access aluminum entry ramp, there's a video right there that shows you how you can actually get these and put them together to create a higher ramp as well. So next on our list, and big on my list for you, is these Blink security cameras. They're so easy to put up. And if you've followed the channel for any length of time, there's no doubt I'm a fan of these because I've posted other videos about them. I use them at church, at home, at family residences that I'm keeping track of. So I use these things like crazy, and I am a huge fan on how easy they are to set up, how long the batteries last. These, you just put a couple of AA batteries in there, and those, and you got to use the lithium ones, so they are a little more expensive. But those things, they say will last a couple of years, and I believe it. I've never really timed them, but I have had a lot of these cameras and used them for long periods of time, and they work great. And they're easy to just put the little bracket up and put them up and sync them together with the little sync module. So, and I won't keep going on about them, but I want to tell you also, because Blink is part of the Amazon family, they are on a big sale right now for Black Friday. Any of their Blink products are on a great sale. So here happens to be a spotlight and camera combination. So for any of those areas that are traffic and you get suspicious issues going on at the church, this would be a great unit to have because it'll give you some light, which you don't need with the cameras because they've got the night vision stuff. But this thing will light up an area and record in that area as well and put it into your system so you can take a look at it. It's also, does it have the two-way camera? I believe it also has the two-way camera in it. Double check me on that, though, where you can actually talk to somebody from the camera. But check me on that because I'm not sure on this model. But what a great deal on this. So it's what are we offering for $69.98? And so what a great deal on this Black Friday sale for an opportunity to pick up this to go with another system. And you need to make sure you have a sync module that comes with many of the camera sets. I do not believe it comes with this. So this is like an additional camera to your kit. You'd want to get one of the regular kits. And speaking of regular kits, they have a tremendous sale going on the multi-camera kits with the sync units. And so, you know, this one I'm showing you is an 8-camera kit. And we're talking $274 for 8 cameras and the sync module. I mean, if you're looking, if you don't have a good system or a good camera system right now that you're happy with, maybe it's one of the old wired systems at your church. This is a great system because you don't have to run wires. You just start putting these up, syncing them with your system, which you use your phone and use the QR code inside the back of the camera, sync it up to your system that you'll start once you get the camera and the sync module. It sounds even a little more complicated than what it is. It's really easy to set these up. And with 8 cameras, you could cover a pretty good piece of a pretty good sized church and property with these. And I've run these out 200 or 300 feet from my house, and they're still receiving. I put the sync module up a little bit higher, centrally located in my house, and I've reached, I would say it's a good 250, maybe 300 feet out from my house, and with a camera. So all I do is go out and find a place to stick that camera up on a fence post or somewhere down on my property, and sync that thing up with the system, and it works great. Feeds right into the system. I can monitor on my phone. If an alert comes up, I can two-way talk to the person if there's somebody looking around the church. So this is a great system and a great deal. This says it's normally $629 for this system, for 8 camera system. And I believe it because I've paid a lot of money just for 4 and 5 camera systems. So this is the best deal I'm talking to you about today on this video. So take a look at this because it's worth it, because you could set up a whole lot of your church with this system. I don't mean to be over salesy, but really, I like these. I think you would like them. And it's such a great deal that I want to make sure you know that it's available to really get a jump start. 8 cameras. You would have to have a pretty good sized campus to need more than 8 cameras at your church. So great system. And I would look at seriously taking advantage of this, even at a test of a camera system. Most camera systems are going to be a high price, and so you're going to be paying $800-900, maybe even a little bit more. And then you're going to be testing them out. Here's one that you can test this system and begin to get into it and see if you like it for $274. By the way, this is a great system. You can add cameras then to that. It's just something you can build. The last time I checked, it was a max of 10 cameras per sync module, but then you just get another sync module and add more cameras. So this is something, and we just talked about that camera with the spotlights on it. So you add that camera to your sync module. So now you've got, with this one, you'd have 9 cameras, and you still got room for one more. Get another one of those, and you can buy the cameras one at a time if you want, 2 or 3 at a time, and just add it to your system. Then they have indoor cameras. They have the doorbells as well that you can push, that goes right into your phone as well, and you can talk to the person that's standing at a door. However your church system is set up, however much you want to respond or monitor. By the way, you can have additional people monitor it. So you can put this onto different people's phones. Maybe you're a church leader. You could put this onto the security team leader's phone, and maybe you're one of your primary security people. You could put it on their phone so you all get alerted, and maybe you change up who's on call for the weekend to respond to those, or to talk to people via your phone if you see somebody suspicious running around, those kind of things. But multiple people can monitor this system. I can't speak highly enough of it. And for some of you that have been following the channel for a while, you may actually be sick of me talking about Blink cameras. But how important are camera systems, I believe, for our security, for both a deterrent for people to see the camera and the little blue light that goes off. You can keep that blue light that goes off, or you can get in there and turn it off as well in the back of the camera, so nobody even knows that camera is going off. So either way, use the blue light as a deterrent. Don't use it. These are just great systems, and I believe cameras are much needed today at your homes, much less at the church as well. So a great deal. Next, not on a sale, but I continue to talk about these, and I want to bring it to your attention that these cameras are still on a great price. And so at $179 for, 10 cameras, 10 earpieces, 10 microphones, and you might wonder, as I kind of did, is this a cheap system? But I'm here to tell you that I've been using it. When did I order these? It actually says on the top of the card here, the picture, it says I ordered these actually in January of this year. And we've been using them every week at the church, and they run great distances. They're very reliable. And so I really like these radios. So I highly recommend them. And they're still at a great price for 10 of these things. With all the stuff you get, this is a great starter set. But it's more than a starter set. It really will last you a long time. And the other thing I bought with that was the charging base, so that each radio does come with its own little charger, so you could have them in different places in the church. We actually use these radios We have each of them comes, you can see in the picture there, they come with their own charging base, their own plug for the wall. And we actually have a couple of them in the nurseries, dispersed in the nurseries, where nursery people could pick them up and call us. And then the rest of them are, I have one in my office, and then the rest of them are in this charging base right here. And so this is a great charging base. I can tell you, it's working like a gym, but it has the indicator lights on it that say green and red. You know, it's red if it's not charged, and green. And a couple of those are a little bit of a malfunction issue. There's a little bit of an issue with them. They don't do what they're supposed to do. So, but they're still charging. I've put radios into those, and it'll be red, or it'll go out completely, and then it'll come back on red, and so it doesn't work quite perfectly, but it still charges the radios. And at $59, that's why I'm still sharing with you, because these radio systems are an important part of our security team. If we get to where we have very many people, and like we involve the youth ministry leaders, you know, the kids zone area people, and we involve others to hold on to these radios. And if we have a special event, we've even got a couple of other people that use the radio. So they're a good tool for you to have. And they're still, even with the prices of everything going up these days, these things are still a good deal. So that's why I'm sharing them with you. So that's what I've got for you today. I just wanted to let you know about some of the Black Friday deals. Everybody else is talking about it. I thought we should talk about it for church security as well. Don't forget, like and subscribe to this channel. I'd love to have you be part of this channel so that we can have these conversations. Send me a note, comment down below. And by the way, don't forget, all of these products that we've talked about, the direct link is down below in the description section here on YouTube, so that you can go take a look directly right from the link at these products that we've talked about. So, but also don't forget, leave me a comment. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from what you're liking in here. I want to hear your questions. I want to hear issues that you're having, so that we can talk about it. This is a community here, and I want us to be sharing. Also, here's another video that you can take a look at that takes us off of the Black Friday deals, but something that's very important, I believe, to you, for our continued education and sharing here for church security. So take a look at this video right here.